The National Weather Service along with the National Tsunami Warning Center has issued a tsunami watch for the entire east coast of the United States as well as the Gulf Coast region. This watch remains in effect until further notice. Residents in these areas should take immediate action to prepare. The initial tsunami watch was issued on November 15, 2023 at approximately 11:29 Central Standard Time and 12:29 Eastern Standard Time, following a series of devastating seismic events on the island of La Palma, part of Spain's Canary Islands. This is a potential mass casualty situation of unprecedented proportions. The seismic activity began with numerous smaller earthquakes, but culminated in a massive 7.7 magnitude quake with an intensity rating of 11. This led to the collapse of the western flank of La Palma's Cumbervilla volcano. As a result, approximately 600 billion cubic feet of rock broke free and plunged 12,000 feet into the Atlantic Ocean, causing a catastrophic landslide. While it has not yet been confirmed that a tsunami has been generated, the conditions are highly favorable for such an event. Experts are anticipating the formation of a mega tsunami, which could strike the east coast and Gulf Coast of the United States within the next 6 to 9 hours. At this time, the precise height of the tsunami is unknown. However, early estimates from the National Weather Service and the Atlantic Tsunami Warning Center suggest that waves could range anywhere between 100 and 166 feet tall. More troubling, however, is recent data from the Atlantic Tsunami Warning Center, which indicates the potential for even larger waves possibly reaching heights between 500 and 700 feet. The following regions are expected to experience significant impact in the East Coast states: Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. In Gulf Coast states, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. In U.S. territories and neighboring areas, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. All residents living in these states and territories are currently under a voluntary evacuation order. While not mandatory at this time, individuals are encouraged to evacuate if they feel it is the right decision for their safety. This advisory could change to a mandatory evacuation order if a tsunami warning is officially issued and confirmed. In preparation for a possible mass exodus from coastal areas, contraflow traffic management has been implemented. This means that all lanes on major highways and roadways are now dedicated to upbound, westbound traffic, with westbound travel prohibited for those approaching coastal regions. This measure is intended to streamline evacuation routes and reduce congestion. If you choose to evacuate, it is crucial that you act immediately. Do not wait until mandatory orders are issued, as traffic could become heavily congested, leaving many people stranded. Roads in certain areas are already beginning to clog, and delays may increase as more residents evacuate. If you decide to evacuate, please follow these important instructions. Gather all family members and essential supplies. Bring enough supplies to last several days, including food, water, clothing, medical supplies, toiletries, flashlights, and batteries. Prepare important documents. Ensure that you have insurance papers, identification, emergency contacts, and legal documents. Carry a fully charged cell phone, backup chargers, and, if possible, a battery-operated or hand-cranked radio to receive emergency updates. Tie a white cloth or towel to your door or mailbox to indicate to local authorities that you have safely evacuated. Plan your route carefully, follow posted evacuation routes, and avoid any areas that may already be heavily congested. It's important to understand how the Tsunami Watch operates, and how it may escalate into a tsunami warning. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, PTWC, automatically declares a tsunami watch for any earthquake with a magnitude of 7.5 or larger, 7.0 or larger in the Aleutian Islands, if the epicenter is in an area capable of generating a tsunami. In this case, La Palma's geological conditions are ideal for generating such an event. Following the earthquake and landslide, the PTWC has been closely monitoring data from tide gauge stations near the epicenter to confirm whether a tsunami has been generated. If these stations detect abnormal wave activity, the Tsunami Watch will be upgraded to a tsunami warning for areas expected to be impacted in the next few hours. Once a tsunami warning is issued, the emergency alert system will immediately alert the public, and authorities will begin issuing mandatory evacuation orders. Remember, tsunamis travel at speeds of up to 500 miles per hour. In the event of a confirmed tsunami, residents in affected areas will have only a short window to evacuate before waves strike the coast. At this time, the Tsunami Watch remains in effect, and officials are urging urging residents to prepare for the worst-case scenario. No significant wave activity has yet been reported, but the threat remains extremely high given the conditions created by the collapse of La Palma's western flank. All beaches along the east coast and Gulf Coast are closed to the public until further notice. Anyone currently in coastal areas should evacuate to higher ground immediately. Authorities warn that even if you do not live in a designated evacuation zone, the effects of a mega tsunami could extend well beyond the immediate coastline. Floodwaters, debris, and infrastructure damage could reach several miles inland. According to the latest projections, if a tsunami is generated, the first waves could arrive within the next 6 to 9 hours. The exact timing will depend on the speed of the wave and its size. Coastal residents should continue to monitor official sources for updates and remain vigilant as the situation develops. This is an ongoing, rapidly dangerous crisis, and urge all residents to stay tuned to local media outlets and follow updates from the National Weather Service, the National Tsunami Warning Center, and emergency management authorities. This could be a life-threatening event, and preparation is key to ensuring your safety and the safety of your family. Repeating, a mega tsunami of potentially catastrophic proportions could strike the east coast and Gulf Coast within the next 6 to 9 hours. The potential height of the waves remains unknown, but they could reach 500 to 700 feet in the worst-case scenario. All residents in coastal areas are advised to take this threat seriously and act accordingly. If you plan to evacuate, do so now before traffic conditions worsen. Tune into outlets for updates on this developing situation. All beaches along the east coast will be abandoned and closed to the public until further notice.